Today we're going to show you the basics of how to take your Mustang that's been sitting for a very long time and safely get it back on the road. This custom Foxbody convertible was built by the shop at CJ Pony Parts around 14 to 15 years ago. Now when we built it at the time, it was a really nice custom car. It started off as a 7-Up car, we converted it to a GT and then finally to a Cobra and did a custom interior, a built 347 with a supercharger under the hood, Tremec transmission, really went front to back and made a really cool car out of this. Now at the time, the owner of the car had given it to a family member. That family member got sick and unfortunately did pass away, and the car ended up sitting for a long time. It was outside for probably 10 or 11 years, out in the elements, completely uncared for. So the car needs to be brought back to life. And we all know the stories. There's always all kinds of reasons why a car might end up in a barn or garage or just sitting for a long period of time. Well, today what we're gonna do is we're gonna show you some tricks for finding a car like that and getting it back on the road. There's a lot of things you want to consider when trying to do a project like this and get a car back on the road. Now today we're going to focus on just getting this car running. But obviously before it can go down the road, it's going to need tires. We're going to have to go through all the belts and hoses. Anything that's a wear or rubber item we're going to check out before the car gets driven. In the case of this car, it does have a really nice engine under the hood. It's a 347 stroker with AFR heads, and it's got a Vortex supercharger on it as well. And this car made over 550 to the tire, which was a lot of power 10 years ago and still good by today's standards. What we're gonna do today though is again work on this engine, get this running first, and then we'll look at other aspects of the car to get it back on the road. We're gonna start the process under the hood. At some point we're gonna drain the fuel and go through that. But the first thing we're gonna do is make sure the engine will actually even turn. So what we're gonna do here in this case, because the blower, we can't quite get to the crank bolt to turn it, so we're gonna pop off the electric fan to give us some more room and then see if the engine will actually spin before we try to get it started. I'll get a socket on the crank bolt here. All right, does move freely. Now we'll go check the fuel. Now we're doing the gas tank next, but while we're here, we're gonna mention the wheels and tires, particularly the tire. We mentioned earlier that if the car sits for a long period of time, you're gonna wanna put new tires on it. These tires, according to the date, are about 10 years old, but it's a drag radial. You can actually see where the car was sitting. It's nice and flat spotted there, so these tires are maybe good enough for a burnout contest, but pretty much junk for normal driving. So since we know how long this car sat, we're gonna wanna drain the tank and put some fresh fuel in. Now, if you're not sure how long it sat, there's really not any great ways to check the fuel. The best thing to do is just to smell it. I mean, we all know what gasoline smells like. We all go to gas stations, you know that smell. Smell it. If it smells like gas should smell, you might be okay to try it. If it has a really rancid, overly chemical smell, which this definitely does, then you know it's definitely gonna be change it before you actually try to start the car. Yeah, and that reeks. That is definitely not good gas. All right, so underneath here, we're gonna pull the fuel tank out. I have to get some of these cobwebs out of the way. Definitely want a jack or extra set of hands for this. Before we get the other strap, make sure you get the filler neck strap over here. We're gonna pop out the fuel pump now. Take a look inside the tank. Make sure you use a brass punch to do this. You don't want sparks. There's a little bit of buildup on this, but it's actually not terrible. We're gonna replace it anyway, drain the fuel, put the fuel tank back together. All right, we're gonna install our new sock by just pressing it onto the pump. And work the assembly back into place. Once we got the tank out and really looked at it, we realized it was much worse than we thought. There was a ton of sediment in it. The pump was actually pretty much locked up from how much sediment was in the filter. So we're gonna put a new tank in. And this is definitely not a bad idea. I mean, classic car through Foxbody, through even the SN95 cars, these tanks are usually $100 or less. Not a bad idea to replace it while you're there. I'm going to reinstall our harness. All right, it's ready to go back in the car. All right, now we're gonna fill it up with some fresh fuel. All right, so now I move back up front. We're gonna drain the oil, pull the filter off, put new oil in it, and hopefully try to start it up. Again, make sure if you're working on a Foxbody, there are 2 drain plugs. Make sure you pull them both. Okay, kids, do not tighten your oil filter this much. Now we'll fill it up with some fresh oil. You got oil? Now, depending on the age or history of the motor, at this point, you might want to pull the plugs out, or at least check one plug, or pull them all out, pull a little bit of oil in it. In this case, I do know a little bit of the history of the motor. I think the spark plugs will be okay just to get it running for now. So we're going to go inside and try to fire it up. All right, we're going to prime the pump by just turning the key a couple times. Make sure our fuel pump turns on. Ready? See if we can get it back to life. Getting fuel, right? So in a perfect world, it would have fired right up, but it's a car, so that's never gonna happen. Turns out we have some fuel line issues back here. We had fuel spraying everywhere. We're gonna drop the tank again and replace all these lines. All right, we're gonna start simply by taking all of our fuel lines off. This car does have a dual pump setup on it. Really hoping not to smell like gas one day this week, but apparently it's not gonna happen. Take 2. So we got the fuel lines fixed. Before we start it off, we're just gonna take a quick look inside the cap here. Just gonna clean it up a little bit, make sure the connections are as good as possible before we try to start it again. Actually, do you want to stick your head underneath the back and I'll prime the fuel pump? All right, you want to man the up front now? Grab the fire extinguisher. We should check to make sure the inline pump's getting power. That'll basically block everything. So that pump is on?
Yeah, that pump was running.
So we got fuel and we got spark. What the fuck? Showing fuel, showing oil pressure. And it sucks, it doesn't feel like it's even trying. Doesn't appear there's any fuel coming out now. This is where carbureted cars are a lot nicer. A few times I'd prefer a carburetor.
Yeah, they're fire.
They are?
Yeah.
So of course our Mustang is fighting us a little bit. We know that the fuel pumps work, we know we have fuel, we know we have spark, we know that the injectors are getting the signal from the computer to fire, but we couldn't get the car started. So we sprayed some starting fluid in the throttle body and it fired up. So what that means is fuel's not making it through the injector into the cylinder. We pulled a spark plug to double check and the spark plug was dry, proving that we are right. Problem is now we have an injector issue. Whether they're dirty, clogged, or need replacement, we don't really know. To take them out and get them repaired after how old they are isn't really worth it. So we're gonna pop the intake off and replace them with a new set of Excel injectors. So what we decided to do once we got the injectors out and took a look at them, we could see actually how dirty they were. So instead of replacing them, we decided to save the owner's car a couple dollars and see if we could clean them out. So what we did is just carefully use some brake clean, tapped in the injectors lightly to clear out the gunk out of them, and they actually look like they're gonna clean up pretty good. We'll put them back in the car, we'll see if we can get it to fire up. All ready? Come on. Woohoo! It lives. Hell yeah. So amazing what a set of cleative injectors did. It fired right up. Now let's actually see if it'll move and take it for a spin around the parking lot. Great to to see this 90 convertible back on the road again. I mean, this car, we put a lot of time into this car back in the day, and unfortunately it neglected for a while, but you know what? It's running, it's driving. Now we can actually concentrate on some of the other systems. We're gonna check out the brakes. Obviously it needs tires. We're gonna go through this car, but just in time for summer, this convertible is back. And again, keep it here at cjponyparts.com for updates on this 90 convertible.